Hey, folks, we're sponsored today by Audible. Get a free audiobook download at audiblepodcast.com/WTFpod. And we're also sponsored by Hulu Plus. Hulu Plus lets you watch thousands of hit TV shows and a selection of acclaimed movies on your television or on the go with your smartphone or tablet. You can also check out exclusive content, including Hulu originals like The Awesomes, starring SNL's Seth Meyers, and Moon Boy, starring Chris O'Dowd from Bridesmaids. For only $7.99 a month, you can stream as many TV shows and movies as you want, wherever you want. Right now, you can try Hulu Plus free for 2 weeks when you go to huluplus.com/WTF. That's a special offer for my listeners, you guys. Make sure you use huluplus.com/WTF so you can get the extended free trial and they know we sent you there. You dig? Okay, go to huluplus.com/WTF now. Now. Just go. No, you know what? You can wait till after the show. Let's start the show now.
Lock the gate!
All right, let's do this. How are you, what the fuckers, what the fuck buddies, what the fuckadelics, what the fucknicks? I've got tons of them. All right, what? Okay, stop it. Welcome to the show. I am Marc Maron. This is WTF. I appreciate you listening to me twice a week in your head. I'm happy to be here. Today, the comedian Jim Breuer joins me in the garage here at the Cat Ranch for a chat. Now, I want to say that I judged Jim Breuer. For years, I didn't really think that Jim Breuer and I were friends. And for years, I thought that, not unlike many people, that my assessment of Jim Breuer was who he was, which is rarely, if ever, meaning never, true. A lot of times you prejudge, box that guy in, put him in a box, that's that guy. And it was a great conversation, and quite honestly, he gave me a piece to the Lorne Michaels puzzle that fills in a very big part of the Lorne Michaels story behind my meeting with Lorne Michaels. And for those of you who listen to this show, you know it's a mild obsession. Lorne Michaels in general. I think that, you know, the talk that Jim and I had about SNL in general is probably one of the more candid ones. But I'm not gonna spoil it, but we get a pretty big piece of the puzzle involving my relationship with Lorne Michaels through Jim Breuer. And I gotta tell you right now, it took balls for him to tell me, because he had a part in it. And it took, I was impressed. It took some courage, I think, or not, maybe not for him, but it took balls to tell me, and I'm glad he did. So look forward to that. And I want to thank you for listening to my show. This is not only a show to me, it's my business, folks, and I'm very proud of it. You can start your own dream business, and it can be one of the proudest moments of your life, but make sure all your business and personal assets are legally protected, right? That's where LegalZoom comes in. They've helped over 1 million businesses get started, and they're ready to help you too. If you're ready to launch your dream, LegalZoom will save you time and hundreds of dollars on startup costs. Plus, they'll provide solutions to help you run a successful business. Go to LegalZoom.com today to see what's right for you. Form an LLC, incorporate, or form a nonprofit, all starting at just $99. Plus, you'll even save more when you enter Maron in the referral box at checkout. Help ensure your business and assets are legally protected at LegalZoom.com. LegalZoom can provide self-help services at your specific direction or connect you with an attorney, but they are not a law firm. Like law firm, law. Say the L correctly, law firm. That's LegalZoom.com. Enter Maron at checkout. Pow! Look out. I just shit my pants. JustCoffee.coop. Wait! I forgot to tell you guys something. Holy fuck. The mugs are back. My buddy Brian Jones up in Portland, professional potter, hand throws mugs that were previously only available as gifts to guests of WTF, are now available at WTFpod.com in the merch section. We got a deal there for these beautiful hand-thrown pieces of art, and they come with I guess it's a pound of WTF blend just coffee. So it's a little early for Christmas, but we're going to try to keep these things in stock. Every time I get them, they go. I'm telling you before I even tweet it, because the last time I tweeted it, boom, gone. I think there's only like 40 or 50 there. Again, thank you for all the emails. And again, to those people that are identifying with me and relating to the condition of heartache, having made a decision that had to be made, but may not have been the decision that your heart necessarily wanted, well, my heart goes out to you. Also, the other thing I'm doing, I'm listening to a ton of records all day long. So all those records that have been sent to me, I'm just telling you, I'm listening to them. I'm listening to the records, the vinyl you send me. Now, I want to be, in the name of transparency, I do want to say this, that if I don't like the record, I'm going to use it for barter. And I just want you to know that. I can't house all the records that come in. You can send me your record, or if you're a label, you can send me them and I'll listen to them. But if I do not like them or they do not resonate with me, I will trade them at the trading post for things, for furs for my ears. I will add to the barter economy of used vinyl. I just want to be transparent about that. It's nothing personal, but what do you want me to do? What do you think I'm going to do? Seriously, what do you think I'm going to do? audiblepodcast.com/WTF pod. Do it. Do it for a free download on me. What I'm telling you is there's like hundreds of thousands of audio products, only good in the U.S. and Canada. audiblepodcast.com/WTF pod is how it works. Well, look, you can go there and get your free Healing Akashic Records. Healing Through the Akashic Records, guided practice for using the power of your sacred wounds to discover your soul's perfection. Holy fuck. What is a sacred wound? Oh my God. I got to write that down. I think I have many sacred wounds. I know secret wounds, but sacred wounds, that's a better way to look at it, isn't it? audiblepodcast.com/WTF pod. Get your free audio download on me. I don't know about you, but I tend to, fill my sacred wounds with ice cream, or perhaps maybe even, place myself into the sacred wound of another. Oh God. All right. You know what that means. That means fill your sacred wounds with fun. 50% off almost any item at adamandeve.com. Don't let your sacred wounds drag you down their dark pit. Please fill them with things. Lube some things up. Put some things in them. Protect the things you put in them. There's a lot of options to keep your sacred wounds insulated and away from you, with the beautiful relief of autoerotic sexuality, or perhaps sexuality with another person, or 3 other people, or 4. I'm telling you, Adam and Eve can gear you up for the sex event, for the incident that you want to make happen with your parts. 50% off almost any item, free bonus gift, 3 free DVDs, free shipping, adamandeve.com. Enter WTF at the checkout and enter your loved one safely and with prosthetics. Okay? Okay. Right now, let's enjoy my conversation with Jim Breuer. You're a radio guy.
Done with it.
Are you?
Yeah.
That was it?
It's over.
Radio's over. You're over in radio.
I'm fucking done with it. I'm tired.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well,
10 years. I'm fucking done.
But I didn't realize that you started with O&A.
Well, O&A helped me realize that I can do really well on radio.
Right.
Like, I don't have to be and I can tell stories, and I can take my time. They don't have to be hilarious. They can just be great, entertaining stories, and they help me find myself with a whole different pattern.
Isn't that great?
Yes.
I mean, I had to do Air America before I realized that. It's a pretty amazing thing.
I used to listen to you all the time on Air America.
Really?
Every day I would tune you in. And I was really annoyed when they got rid of you. I really annoyed the shit out of me. and Janine. Mm-hmm. I used to listen to that all the time. So
none of us knew what we were doing, but I did learn this thing. I learned how to do this thing. It's a pretty amazing thing when you learn how to do it.
Yeah, you always had a specific
was manic, dude.
Well, you were manic too, but you also the comedy clubs.
Yeah,
probably that's all we had to try to put out what we were trying to put out. Where it might not have been the place where you should have been, or where I maybe should have been, or whatever. But that's all you have.
Yeah, it's very specific.
Yeah,
you got to do the thing. You got to do the dance.
Yeah, right.
And you know, it's weird when you do these mics. Actually, if you're too desperate trying to find a laugh, it's annoying to listen to.
It's so aggravating.
It's like,
and I found myself every time a comic would come on.
Yeah.
Please don't do. Please
relax.
Don't start going into your wife bit.
Could you just relax?
Don't go into the kid bit, please. Yeah.
Comics either go either way. They do their bits or they just sit there like lumps.
Yes.
You ever gone out on the road and there's the radio guys are like, yeah, we weren't doing comics for a while.
Right.
Yeah, because like someone came in at 6:30 and was like, what? Why? I don't know. It doesn't talk.
Yeah.
So, what are you doing now, man? What are you doing out here specifically? I never see you. The last time, you know, what's weird, the last time we talked, I think we'd both been up all night, and it was at the Montreal airport. Like,
yeah.
Remember? And it was like you were
forever to get. I started panicking because we were in the security line.
Yeah.
And I got there 2 hours early, which I always do for a flight, and it wasn't going to happen. And thank God the freaking U.S. soccer team knew who I was. And they were like, come with us.
I didn't know all that happened.
Yes. That's the only reason I got through, because I wasn't going to make the flight. We weren't going to make the flight. So
we were just sitting there. Remember, you were all tired, and I don't remember.
I think Maureen Taryn was on it. Yeah, we were on the line trying to get through.
But we just sat there. You were tired, and it was just the two of us, and you were just talking, man.
Yes.
And you seemed like, you know, you're like, I'm fucking. You're just
I'm getting old, you know.
You're like, I've had it, man.
Well, here, I got some, you know.
What? Go ahead.
Me and you.
Yeah. Do we have a problem?
No, none whatsoever.
But ever? I feel like,
No. Here's
right.
In the past, I think your listeners might be into this. In the very beginning, little bit of a problem. Now, people don't realize I'm crazy sensitive.
Yeah.
Crazy sensitive. Like a little girl.
Yeah. We all are, man.
And I think we're at it started, and this goes in stories, right? There goes in, there's a growing.
Series?
It's a growing pattern.
Okay.
So it started off with going to the comic strip, and this was the different Marc Maron days, different Jim Cho. I'm just trying to get to, everyone's like, you're going to be on television.
Yeah.
So I'm up there and loud and a finger bit. And then one day you crushed me. Yeah, I was going, and you said you're gonna woo him with your little animation wacky stuff, and I was, oh my God, I was infested. I told my wife, like, you know what Marc Maron said to me? Totally insulted me, and why would he do that? Why would he? So
I'm a dick. I remember your wife used to go to the clubs with you all the time. She was real nice.
Yeah, we're still married. Now here, I fucked with you back.
Yeah.
You don't know it.
Oh, good. I'm glad you got your revenge.
I got my little revenge.
Okay.
You were, then you landed kind of the first Comedy Central show where you were the host.
Sort of 10 Cent Band Theater, yeah.
Right. And at the time, too, you were all about, you know, don't sell out.
Yeah,
So I was like, oh, all right. I'm going to mess with his head a little bit. And I got my wife in on the game. And we said, Marc, you're amazing on that show. And you didn't know if I was serious or not serious. Mm-hmm. And then you finally broke down like, well, you know, I don't like everything. I have so many great jokes and they make me, I said, no, you look brilliant. But I knew it was just messing with you enough where I felt satisfied. I got you back. And then, as time went on, now this was interesting too. You crossed paths. You were up for SNL as the news guy.
Right.
And Lauren sat me down. And I swear to God, here's how it went. He goes, Jim, we're thinking about using Marc Maron as the update guy. Do you have thoughts on him? It's exactly what I said. I went, okay. I think he'll be the best news guy you've ever had in your life. I really said that.
Yeah.
I said, but you need to know a lot of people have problems with him. I go, he pisses people off, but that has nothing to do with me. And I said, if he's for the news guy, I think you got a home run.
Yeah.
I go, am I best friends with him? No. Do I love the guy? No. However, the guy would be a monster news anchor.
Oh my God.
I really feel that way, Lauren. And he's like, no, that's pretty much the feedback I get from everyone. I said, did you meet with him already? Now, I don't know if he said this or you said this. Something about monkeys. I feel like he told me this. He said he said to me, he said he met with you, and I said, well, how'd it go? And he said, well, he said everyone enjoys a monkey or something until they throw the feces at you. Or he said that.
No, I said that to him. He said, comedians are like monkeys.
Yes.
The monkeys make people laugh. And I said, unless they're throwing their shit at you.
Which when he
that
said...
stuck with him?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Come on, you fucking with me now?
No, I swear to God I'm not. I swear to God. And that made me really like you.
Come on!
I swear to God. And then...
I'm obsessed with that meeting, you know. I mean, I talk about it all the fucking time. I'm obsessed with that meeting with Lauren.
He sat me down. And he asked me about you, and he asked me about Tracy Morgan.
Yeah, because we were there the same day.
And I said, Tracy is the most raw, funniest human beings I've ever met in my life off stage, Lauren. I don't think I've ever laughed so hard just
off stage.
I said, I just listen to him rant, and I just find myself, I feel like I'm looking at a Richard Pryor, but it's raw.
Yeah.
It's on stage is a different beast.
Right.
Off stage, I've never seen anything more fascinating in my life. And he goes, now, Marc, what about Marc Maron for the update? And I really...
God, so he was really thinking about it. Because I thought...
yeah.
Because I thought, like, you know, in retrospect, that he might have been, you know, trying to muscle Norm into something or whatever. But... Because I didn't get it, obviously.
They were done with Norm, yeah.
They were done?
They were done.
Yeah.
He didn't want to be there.
Yeah.
Norm and Spade didn't want to be there. They wanted them because we were all new.
Right.
So they needed a little bit of star power.
How many years were you there?
3.
Yeah, and what happened ultimately with the arc of your time there? I mean...
what happened was my two big supporters, which were Fred Wolf.
Yeah.
This comedian Fred Wolf and this guy Steve Korn.
I remember Fred Wolf. He was there for a million years, though, right? He was Spade's guy, right?
Yes.
Right.
He was Spade's guy.
Yeah.
And there was Tim Herlihy.
Yeah.
Who was
Sandler's
guy.
Yeah.
And they were big Breuer supporters. So I felt great.
Yeah.
But I'll never forget this day. It was about a year and a half in, maybe the end of the second season. Each one of them came to me and they said, we need to tell you, we're out of here. We can't take it anymore, and you're in trouble, Jimmy B. That was Fred. Freddie said, you're in trouble, Jimmy B. The new regime don't like you.
Huh.
And the
new regime of writers.
Yeah, I didn't know what that meant.
Yeah.
And then I saw what it meant as time went on, and I became a pothead. I became angry.
What were
I almost got in a fight.
They push you out? Is that what happens there? They write you out or what?
I would get this. Get this. I'd be writing a sketch.
Yeah.
And it's 3:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to pull something off with Tracy.
Yeah.
The two of us are useless. Except for premises and bouncing off of one another for 4 hours. And then we go to type, and it's going nowhere. I'm not a writer.
Yeah.
So we try to lure anyone in, and then we'd finally start writing, and then the head writer would come in like, just to let you know, our computers are in sync with everyone. We can see what you're writing, and we kind of have the same exact sketch. But if you want to continue with it, it's cool.
What guy was that?
McKay.
Oh, Adam, yeah.
McKay. McKay hated me.
Why?
I don't know, man. I really don't know. I loved him. I loved him.
You're a weird guy in the sense that I think that even me, and I talked to a buddy of mine who, I told him I was going to interview you, is that you make assumptions about you for some reason.
Yes.
You have a look that could either be psychopathic or like you don't look at you and go like, there's a trustworthy guy. He's going to be a nice fella, that guy.
Yes.
It's funny that you're sensitive because my assumptions was always like, he's hiding some monster. There's a monster in there.
Well, there is also...
and by the way, I'm not going to blame you for ruining my shot at SNL. The best part of that story, and the only thing that is not filling me with resentment right now is like, oh, when Lauren said, yeah, that's what everybody says. I've heard that from a lot of people.
Yes. Now, if I remember, Marcy Klein was in on that meeting, and she...
In your meeting?
Yeah, I'm going to say...
she brought me in.
She was excited, and Lauren just wasn't sure, and I don't know why he wasn't sure. But to this day, I truly think you would have been hands down one of the best that ever got a shot to do that.
Yeah, and believe me, it sort of breaks my heart sometimes, but obviously you can't, look at the past. But as this story evolves, because I talk about that meeting a lot with people who've been on SNL. And the piece of the puzzle that you gave me is that I was closer than I thought I was.
Oh man, you were close.
Yeah.
You were close, and I know you probably don't want to hear that.
No, I do, because I was starting to believe that that he was just fucking with me. That he made me jump through a bunch of hoops, and I don't know why he would do that.
He does do.
I thought he wanted to teach me a lesson about alternative comedy. You're not doing anything downtown. This is the real world, and you're not living in it.
He could have been.
Yeah,
he could have been. The more I learned about him, he was the most brilliant, giving, amazing advice. It was almost like when the mafia would sit you down.
Yeah, he's like a Buddha.
He really is, and you don't get it because we're comics and we think I thought he's fucking with my head, and I don't understand is he doing some psychological thing here?
Yeah.
He'd say things like this, like, Jim, this year, try to be a straight guy. Like, what do you mean? He's like, you're very powerful when you're subtle. Okay. Like, all right, well,
how do you even process that?
Is he saying I'm funny? Am I not funny? Should I not come? What am I doing? Should I not write? Should I just be what is it? Is he getting fired? Oh my God, am I getting fired?
I think he was saying, turn it down, Jim.
I think he was saying, take it down a notch. You don't have to be so big.
Yeah.
And that, as time went on, I went, God, I wish I was mature enough to understand all those notes.
Oh, dude, it's weird. You could be 20 years later and you wake up and you're like, oh, I get it.
I have a lot of those.
Yeah.
I have a lot of those.
It's crazy, man.
Sitting with movie executives. I'm sitting with the head of Miramax.
Yeah.
And he's going, Jimmy.
Yeah.
I'm putting Gwyneth Paltrow. I'm going to surround you with good people. Why would I want to make you look bad? And I'm going, well, my manager says I'm really stupid to play an animal, and here it is. Here's the mafia going, listen, you go sell these cigarettes. It's just the beginning. I want to see how you do it, and then we'll have you.
Right.
And I've got the biggest agent in the world and the manager, and they're both going, I don't know. And I've got the head of Miramax going, take this job.
What was that job?
It was a French movie he bought.
Yeah.
He bought this French movie. I don't remember the name of the movie. They were Americanizing it, and basically, I was human that turned into a dog.
Yeah, you didn't do it?
And he made me audition at the director's house.
It seems like that you're the only guy that could do that. Who was the director?
Some French guy.
Yeah, not the guy who did Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind and that. What's his name?
Could be.
Oh fuck, I forget that guy.
I don't even know.
Did they make the movie?
And even that I don't know.
Yeah.
But
so you go to the director's house.
The director said, this guy's amazing. I really thought he was a dog and he wasn't, whatever.
Yeah.
So, but there was that petrified, I have Barry Katz going, I don't know, I can read the headlines saying Goat Man is a dog now. And had Nick Stevens, who had Jim Carrey, so I thought whatever he said made sense. Like, hey, you know what? He wants to do a dog movie, let him do it for 4 minutes. He has other movies lined up. And my heart and my instinct said, this is Weinstein telling me he's going to surround me with the best, and he wants me in this movie. I haven't seen a young talent like this.
And you believe Barry.
And I believe fucking Barry.
Are you still with him?
Oh, God, no.
Oh, my God.
Oh, God. It ended right after SNL. I'm like, all those days. I feel like the more and more I get away from show business, the more comfortable I am, and the more focused I am, I'm like, oh, I want to do this. So
let me ask you a question about just about the politics of SNL real quick.
Yeah.
So McKay is pushing you out, and this shit happens. I mean, politics happens at all levels.
What are you gonna do?
But there's obviously politics that operate there, and like when a head writer you feel you're being pushed out, do you go to Lauren and go, these guys?
Here's when I knew I was done. There's a couple instances. One was when you write a sketch, when you have your sketch. Marc Maron has a sketch. Marc is picked up for the week. Now you have to go in sections of writers.
Right.
I'm in the section of writers that hate me. I'm not with the good crowd.
But do you know why they hate you? Do you know? I mean, is it a personality problem? Do they think you're too big? Do they?
I think I'm too big.
You're
too dumb.
eater.
I'm the Farley dumb.
Uh-huh.
Hey, I'm loud. I'm gonna break stuff.
Right.
And they're all Harvard, and they're writers.
And this is when Will came in, or was he already there?
Will was already there.
Okay. And you guys got along, or you didn't?
Yeah, I loved Will. The whole cast got along really well.
The writers were the ones doing the
Even the writers. I'm going to say 98% of us were fine. It was there's
a crew.
These 2 or 3.
Yeah.
I could tell when they looked at me and it always just shook their head.
Yeah.
And that would mess with me. It was like the guy in the front row I'm killing, but these guys going,
I'm not buying it.
And
who are you?
Yeah. And this is when I knew the trouble started.
Yeah.
We're in the writer's room, and they go over the sketch, and they go, okay, let's start with Breuer's sketch here. How do we start punching stuff? And the one guy across from me is reading a newspaper.
Yeah.
And he's covering his face.
Yeah.
And he goes, why don't we start by scrapping this piece of shit? And I stood up. I smacked the paper out of his hand, and I just laid out. I was like, I'll punch your fucking head. You don't want to be here? Get out of here. You think I want to be here? You think, if you don't want to say that, I go on and on. Now we're up in the office. What happened?
With who? You're in the office with Lauren?
With everyone but Lauren.
Yeah.
Before we bring this to Lauren.
So you almost hit him.
Do you want him fired? I'm like, no, I don't want him fired. I just, if he doesn't want to be part of it, don't go in the room and say, this sucks. And why he's not even looking at me. So it started, that's when it started there. And I just knew, like, oh, this is going to be. And then, what?
Do you know who that guy was? It doesn't matter.
Vaguely remember his name. But I remember my demise it was one of the last shows. And a long story short, Matthew Broderick's on the show, and he loves the sketches we're doing. Loves it. I play this real arrogant, loudmouth asshole that just would cut him short. He had to return something, and I just would insult him, like get out of my face and say, So the sketch kills in the dress show. But Matthew Broderick starts busting laughing at the cat. He can't hold it in.
Yeah.
I break him.
Yeah.
And then there's the monologue, which crushes. It's me and Tracy, big performance piece. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Crushes. In between, they're like, listen, Adam comes up. He's like, well, the problem is it crushed, but he laughed, so we're done. Lauren doesn't like when people laugh. Oh, what are you talking about?
That was in the dress.
Yeah. He laughed because it's crushing. He's like, yeah, but he broke, so it's not going to work. Then it was, and the monologue, it crushed, but we're going to try my monologue for the air. But we always get this one for reruns. And it's never happened in the history. I'm like, dude, just say you don't want to do my stuff. What is your problem?
Yeah.
What is your problem?
Yeah.
And he's fighting with Lauren, and finally, whatever, they air our stuff. But right before that sketch, I said, you know what? Let's go talk to Lauren. You say Lauren wants to change this? I want to go talk to Lauren. Oh, no, wait a minute. Hold on. And then miraculously, the sketch just got on. But.
Did they kill again?
Killed.
Yeah.
So it ends, and that season ends, and about a month later, I get a call from an NBC executive. Breuer, what happened? What do you mean what happened? You cannot tell anyone. I'll lose my job here at NBC. I go, what's going on? Because we just came out of the writers' meeting, and Adam McKay Adam McKay wants you fired. And what are you talking about? He because he's fighting adamantly to get you off the show. And that was a moment where I went, all right, so he's the head guy from now on?
Yeah.
Because I don't know if it's going to work out for me.
So he just gotten the job as head writer?
As soon as Fred left.
Right.
And Steve Coren, he now moved in.
Right.
And I saw myself having a harder and harder time getting on the show. And then I had guys going, this is what Sandler did. He went for the update and he went for the monologue. So once I got that game plan, I started getting in monologue after monologue. And I think even that, once I started getting a monologue, he's like, all right, how do I stop this? This guy's pissing me off.
Yeah.
And I look back and I get it. I get it.
Personality problems?
Huh?
There's a personality clash?
I don't know. I'm too exhausted to even try to think about it.
Right.
It's so far in the past. But it's one of those shows I would have stayed on forever. I would have loved to stay there. But that turned me. I started seeing, the Sarah Silvermans and the Jay Moores and everyone that came out of there like, I hate you went in such a different person and you came out this monster. I was turning into the monster. And
just from bitterness? Just
angry. There's no process, Mark. Mark, you go on stage, you have a podcast.
Yeah.
Your podcast, you're great because the numbers say you're great.
Yeah.
Your listeners tell you're great.
Yeah.
But now you have someone going, it's not that great.
Yeah.
We're gonna play this. Yeah, but the numbers are 1/4 of what Mark said. Yeah, but no.
Yeah.
There's no rhyme or reason.
Well, that's the weird thing about SNL is that it's not going anywhere, and so it's established. So it's really just this political struggle of performers and writers to sort of plan their future.
Yes,
and if you're in the way, of someone's future,
correct,
then they're going to figure out a way. It's like, well, I want my shit to look the best it can, and that guy's a problem.
Yes.
So, because it's interesting, because even you, whether you're aware of it or not, that the politics of saying like, well, this was Sandler's approach means that, you've got, there's a Bible to SNL of how to sort of like, what's the angle that I can hang in here and fight for myself.
Right.
So it's not really an ensemble thing unless everybody agrees briefly that, everyone's working together. And that happens rarely, it seems.
Very rarely. Maybe In Living Color was the last one that might have pulled something like that off.
Yeah.
But that is what that show is, and I loved being there.
Yeah.
But that was he was so adamant about probably what you just said. Stay out of my way. I'm going to crush. And there was another problem where someone took a bit in a character of mine, so I approached them and then I started attacking them while we were rehearsing, and Adam came up. He's like, listen, don't mess with anyone on my sketch. I went, he stole something. He's like, yeah, but you messing with my sketch. I'm like, what about messing with the player? Because I'm thrown off and I can't act because I'm infested because I want to kill this guy for blatantly taking from me. And
a character?
Yeah, and that's another thing. If someone, you'd get in a position where all right, I want to do this funny drunk guy.
Yeah.
I loved Foster Brooks.
Yeah, great.
I mean, I got half-baked because I look high and I could play a stoner. I mean, it's in my wheelhouse.
Yeah.
The drunk guy. I loved being a drunk, and Foster Brooks made me laugh hard.
When we were kids, right? Foster Brooks at the Dean Martin roast?
Oh!
Yeah.
I got him from my dad. My dad's 90. I sit down and I watch it. He makes me belly laugh still. Belly, I can't get enough. If Lauren Hardy, I can't get enough. I can't get enough.
Yeah.
So that, they'd say in one breath, they go, Lauren hates drunks, so don't do a drunk. I'm like, yeah, but it's such a funny character. And I would do the character, nothing. And then 2 weeks later, it's, Bill Bransky, the drunks at a bar. It's just a smart. I went, it's what?
Someone ripped off. Oh, that was a sketch.
I say it's not a rip-off, but like, why would you lecture me saying he doesn't like drunks, and then 2 weeks later you're doing drunks in a bar? Like, what?
Yeah.
Just tell me, because I do understand, being mature and old enough now, I understand where everyone's head is at and where everyone's drive is at. So I get it. I get it now. I just wish I knew that.
It's a power struggle.
Back then.
Yeah. There's no way to know. We're just sort of like, I just want to.
Even going into SNL, was a problem for me, which I didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
NBC was a big Jim Breuer fan. They were trying to develop Jim Breuer TV shows. So they went to Lauren and said, we're going to help you cast, and Jim Brewer's our guy.
Who was that, Ludwin?
The whole NBC crew.
Yeah.
They were huge. Gary Considine was a big late
I remember
night.
that guy. Yeah,
Gary Considine was a huge fan. He was the guy that gave me the call.
Yeah.
And Lauren, the day after I auditioned.
Gary Considine he used to have Later, right?
Yes.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
Okay.
The day after I auditioned.
Yeah.
I'm a no-name.
Yeah.
I just auditioned.
Yeah.
Next day, I get a call in the morning. Bro, Jim, oh my God, don't read the Post. What? What does that mean? What does that mean? Dude, you're not going to like, oh my God, this is really, what happened? What's going on? Did you audition for SNL yesterday? Yeah. Oh, dude, don't read it. So there it is.
The Post?
Yeah, big picture of Lauren.
Page 6?
They're going for SNL. No, it was a big write-up on SNL, and they're looking for a new cast member. In the first paragraph, already written off as comedian Jim Breuer. I'm like, why would you? No one even knows me. Why would you say something? I auditioned. And then as I went on, that was Lauren telling NBC, like, oh, you're in power now? Oh, okay.
Right.
This is your guy?
Politics.
Oh, okay. Can you just write their big story? Yeah, he's out.
Yeah.
And put it in print.
So how the fuck did you fight your way back in?
I didn't. I didn't want anything to do with it. And then my agent was, these bastards. Who's he think he is? He's got some balls and this and that. And NBC's like, oh, no, you're going back in. I don't want to go back in. He doesn't want me there. But
the sad thing is that, you just become this piece in this game.
Yes.
So, you're just part of this struggle between him and the network.
Yes.
And then he doesn't give a fuck about you.
No.
You're just another funny man. A clown is upset.
Right. The monkey. The monkey. This monkey don't throw feces, so I'm going to nail him.
Yeah.
And I didn't know what was going on. Why would you have me go back in? It's like me coming in here for you. I go, Mark, can I be part of your podcast? No. Okay. Well, the producer, Mark, you really should sit down with this guy. And I'm like, well, it's my podcast. Well, you should sit down. And I don't even know I'm part of that. And then I had to meet with him again. Then he told him I was high. So I said, were you high? What? Fuck no, I wasn't high. Why would I go and audition high? Why would I meet Lorne Michaels high?
I was a little high.
I wasn't.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
never.
Well, that's the thing. You look a little.
I look wrecked.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
I got heavy eyelids. I cover half my pupil.
Yeah.
I look fucked up all the time. So people's expectations levels of me are below zero, which kind of I learned to work to my advantage.
Yeah.
So, yeah, as I look back, it doesn't bother me at all, but I'm like, darn, we could have really, I was peaking.
How did you get in, though, eventually? You went back. He said you were high. He puts
They
in
made
the
me
post.
go back.
So you go back. He said you were high.
He said I was high now. No,
Yeah.
I auditioned again. Left. Now he wants to meet me.
Second time. Okay. So the second audition, he wants to meet you.
Now he wants to meet me.
Mm-hmm.
And I go meet him. Wait about an hour. Fred Wolf is like, Jimmy B, go in there. Don't try to be funny. Just be yourself. And blah, 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 blah. I go in, and he doesn't talk to me for like 15 minutes. He's just, well, it seemed like 15. It was probably like 10 minutes. But he's behind the desk eating popcorn. And his body language is completely sideways. His feet are up on the desk, and he's facing sideways. And I am an attentive student facing him, and and he's eating the popcorn, and it's just silence.
Yeah.
And I'm looking around,
Yeah.
and one of the head risers to my left, kind of with this shit-eating grin.
Higgins?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was in mine, too.
Yeah. And I said, so you must really like popcorn.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that ticked him off, but he stood up and he walked around me and he mumbled something about Belushi and Chevy Chase and Rita and what they really want. And then they started messing with me, like Higgins is going, is that your hair? Like, what are you doing with your, I said, what do you mean this is my hair? Is this your real hair? Yeah. Oh, because, Spade. No, I don't know what do you mean? Like, what are we talking about, man? What are we talking about? We're talking about hair. Where are we going? He's like, you need to look, man. One of these guys are bald. So then after that meeting, they said I was high. I had to tell him I wasn't high. Then I had to go to a comedy club.
Yeah.
And they saw
Stand Up New York? Or no, Comic Strip.
They saw me and Daryl Hammond.
Right.
I crushed. Crushed. I heard Marcy Klein. Next day, Daryl Hammond's hired.
Yeah.
I'm on hold. Just me, Jay Moore, and Dana Gould. And I went, now clearly Dana Gould's going to get it. He's more of an intellectual. He makes all the sense in the world for Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
Then Jay's released. It's me and Dana Gould. I went, I'm all right losing to Dana Gould.
Yeah.
If Dana Gould gets it, I get it. I love that guy. I love his bits. I love his stuff. I'm rooting for Dana Gould.
Yeah.
Dana Gould's released.
Yeah.
But I'm not hired.
Yeah.
So now he meets with me one more time.
You go back to the office?
Yes, and everyone's in there. It's head writers, producers, director. And I'm in there, and he goes, there's a lot of people that don't want to see you here, and there's a lot of people pulling for you. We have to make some decisions. I go to L.A., and the show starts in 2 weeks, so you'll find out soon enough. And now the cast is very big, and so even if you do get hired, it's going to be very hard to get on. and what's amazing is...
He didn't want you on.
He's really being straightforward, which you can't ask for anything better at this day and age. At this time in my life, I really want that conversation. Listen, man, some people don't want you here. Some people do want you here. I'm going to make a decision. If you are on, I'm not going to lie to you. You're not going to be on a lot. I couldn't ask for a better conversation, a better setup. And he goes, and if you do get on, you'll end up resenting me like everyone else. And that's what he said. And I went, I would never resent you, which I don't and never would. And then 3 days before, it was a Friday.
Yeah.
And they called me up and said, you need to be upstate New York to start filming a commercial. So what kind of commercial? They said it's a sketch for SNL. I went, are they testing me? And they're like, no, I think you got it. So I started at 9 a.m. the next day filming, and I still wasn't sure. Like,
you never know when you're hired or fired at that
Am
place.
I officially on the cast? And then we were live the following Saturday, and it was just, that's it. Boom. I never even had time to think. And that was it. And then you're only on for 6 episodes, and this one's getting fired, and you're just, am I going to make it?
You're working.
Yeah. So
that's the story.
That is the story of the SNL days.
So now, before SNL, I thought you came from Florida, but you don't.
That's where I really kicked in the stand-up comedy gear. Long Island.
It was Florida.
Yes.
So we grew up where?
I grew up in Long Island. In Long Island, I started in high school in rock clubs.
Really?
Yeah. And it was a little rock club called February's in Hempstead. And we were all, 11th grade, 12th grade, and I'd go up and like, Breuer, before we go up, do your...
Oh, before the band?
Yeah, go up, do stand-up. And I'd do 3 minutes. And I remember one of my bits that I was so proud of was Live Aid was huge back then.
Yeah.
And Ozzy was on. And I would do all my impressions hanging out with my friends.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, hey, who saw Live Aid? It's in front of 6 people.
Yeah, right.
Everyone I know. In the background. Bing, bang, bong, bang. Boom, boom, boom. And I said, how great was Live Aid, especially when they had Ozzy, and wasn't it great when they threw the Ethiopian on stage? He bit his head off. All right, everybody. All right, keep it going for Live Wire. I'll be up in a half hour. And that's where the stand-up was starting. Because I couldn't really get into clubs. And then I did some open mics at this place called Governor's.
Governor's had a great sound system.
Yeah.
And I remember the only thing I remember about Governor's is like, this is a good sound system. Like, fuck, people smoke here.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes. Me too. Right. And it was smoking. They were drinking.
Smoke.
Wow, you're allowed to drink and smoke. And I was only like 18, 17. And Eddie Murphy. I wanted to be Eddie Murphy.
It's a good club, man.
It was a great club. Still is.
Really?
Still is a great club. Monster place to work stuff out. It's an awesome following.
Yeah.
Great room. And then 89 moved to Florida. I'm sorry. 87, moved to Florida.
For college or?
Nah, my parents retired and they moved down there. I went with them.
And they lived on Long Island?
Yeah, they did the old, we're retired moving to Florida.
What was what business was your dad in?
Garbage man.
Really?
Hardcore blue collar.
Really?
He was garbage man. My mom worked for Pan American. So, I mean, we were 7 miles from the airport. Every 3 minutes, just...
yeah.
And, so yeah, we were really close to the city. It was Long Island.
Yeah.
It was really racial.
Sure.
At the end of the block was all black. We were all white.
Yeah.
If a black guy walked down the street, the whole neighborhood would just stop. Stare.
Oh no.
Oh yeah, it was you don't come on our side and we don't go on your side. That's
really?
The rule, that.
Yeah.
It was pretty intense.
How many brothers and sisters you got?
Oh, it's all different. My mom's like 4 husbands.
Oh really?
First one was my parents are older.
Yeah.
They're World War II generation.
Yeah.
People think it's my grandparents, my parents. My dad had 3 kids, got a divorce. My mom, first husband, died in World War II, 3 weeks before he was supposed to come home. And she was pregnant with his kid, so that was the oldest brother. Then my next sister is a mystery. We don't know what her deal is.
Really?
Yeah, I still can't get out of my mother. She got a big scar on her face. No one knows what the scar is. Swear to God. She got a big burn mark on her face. No one. And my mom's like,
really?
Oh, I swear to God. The ambulance spilt acid on her face by accident.
Oh, my God.
And we all bought it until, wait a minute, that makes no sense. What are you talking? She won't fess up. Then the next one and then my mom met someone else, had 2 kids.
Married him?
Yes. Really abusive, tried to murder her. Really ugly. Bad stuff with my older brother and sister.
Now,
abusive to them, really dark.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And that's when, and then she met your dad?
Then met my dad, and then he was a heavy drinker. I mean, he was still out of World War II for 3.5 years.
Yeah.
And those 2 had me. My mom didn't know she was pregnant till 5.5 months in.
Wow.
She went to have an abortion.
Yeah.
She wasn't sure, it's too late. I could die. I guess I'll have it.
Yeah. That's your humble beginning?
Yeah, so the beginning started in a low-income kind of, I won't say projects, but that's where it started.
And were all these other kids out of the house by then, or you still had
2 of them were still in it.
The ones from the dark guy?
Yes, the dark guy. My sister was full-blown. I mean, they were hippie beyond hippies, and my sister would always play Hendrix' Foxy Lady. I was only 3 or 4, and I loved Foxy Lady, and I loved Creedence.
Yeah, oh, Creedence.
And so she introduced me to that, and my brother had hair literally down to his waist.
Yeah.
And he's really buff, and I could tell now he was always stoned.
Yeah.
He called me Worm, and every time I asked him, where you going, he'd go, crazy, man. And I didn't know what it meant. It really bothered me. I was just a little fat, porky kid. And
that's insane, man. So so your mom, I guess, married a few alcoholics.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And so what happened to these other siblings? I mean...
my oldest one died. He had a heart attack, left 3 kids.
The one from the World War II?
Correct.
Vet?
Yeah, he died.
But you guys were close, relatively close?
Yeah. And then...
The 2 dark ones?
The 2 dark ones, that guy died. And we're all very close.
Going Crazy guy died?
Yeah, Going Crazy guy died, and we're all really close.
How'd he die?
I think a heart attack. No one wanted anything to do with him, so I always hey.
He went off the grid?
Yeah, I think so. What happened to this guy? I mean, the stories I hear is horrible. My brother tells a story whenever he has a couple, and he starts sobbing.
Which brother? Your real full brother?
I have all halves.
Oh, so your father.
So this is my
father's
second son. This is the bad guy. Had the 2 kids.
The one who died.
Correct. The first death is from World War II. My mom has a baby.
That guy. This is
He's dead from World War II. Now my mom meets a mysterious person, has my oldest sister.
Right.
No one really knows her father. Then she marries a guy who's huge at Pan American when it kicks off. He's huge.
Yeah.
They go to Brazil.
Yeah.
And my brother and sister grow up in Brazil until like 6, 7 talking Portuguese. But my brother tells stories there of like this guy would beat the shit out of mom, and one day came out all wasted, shooting at her in the street and shooting at the,
Come on.
She went into the pool and he's trying to shoot, and the cops came, got him before he can kill her. And I'm just like, what? And then there's other really harsh things that
from that husband.
Not my business to say. That's something my sister.
But that brother, he died as well?
No.
Oh.
The rest of them are all alive.
Oh, so only the first guy died.
Only the first guy died, and the rest of us are all really tight, and we all live close. We're all tight. We're all different worlds.
And your father's kids,
great, all cops. All cops. 1 teacher and 2 cops.
So real blue collar, man.
As blue collar as you can get.
And
teachers and cops.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right, so that's your world.
Yeah.
It's that's real blue collar. That's East Coast blue collar.
It's East Coast blue collar, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I know. A lot of people, I know.
I mean, I don't hear that story much because that kind of blue collar, you only get that in Chicago,
right?
Or where the whole family's cops,
right?
It's just like maybe I'm wrong, but
no. But even my nephews are now cops.
Yeah,
my nieces are teachers. We are cops and we are teachers. I mean, we don't go past blue collar.
It's great though.
It is great, and we're very honest and real. It's such a great. I love being around my family. We're a great diversity. No one's ever jealous. Everyone cheers each other on.
Because there's an acceptance to, you choose your life and you're not sitting around going like, I'm trying to get this other thing or this, it's like I get my pension.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like,
I'm done at 62 and then we can do this and we do that. Oh my God, you got a TV show. I'm flying. Oh, he's going to fly us out. It's going to be so exciting. And we're going to have a party for your big day. And it's awesome.
Then there's none of that weird kind of like, middle class, upper middle class disappointment. It's like, why don't you?
Right.
Are you sure you want to do comedy? They're like, fuck, let him try it, right?
Yes. Yeah. So I had that from my mom. My mom didn't get it, but my dad was like, listen, you're young, you do what you want, you'll never have your youth back. You go do this. If you fail, you still got the garbage, you got the police, you'll be all right.
My grandfather used to say, it's like you should get a job at the post office. They treat their people very well.
Right.
And there's a way of thinking. That they really believed in the sort of you work hard, then they take care of you after.
That was old America.
Yeah.
Old America. You be loyal, faithful, they'll take care of you. It doesn't exist anymore.
Did they take care of your parents, your father anyway? I mean, did he,
Yes, they took care of my mom and dad. My dad's a World War II vet, so every once in a while I get a little... I have some feelings towards any vets. Like, it really pisses me off that they have to pay taxes. It pisses me off that they ever have to pay medical. That stuff really, and that's when I started listening to politics more. That's when I started getting into you.
Yeah.
And no one would think that I'm in that world.
Yeah.
Because I don't seem I would be, but I'm viciously, I have hardcore thoughts of, when McCain would go up and he'd be like, I really care for the vets. I'm like, you're so full of shit.
Yeah, yeah.
Then why don't you really do something?
Yeah.
Why don't you make a bill where they don't ever have to, if you're in combat, you don't ever pay for medical again.
Yeah.
So don't give me this shit. You take care of your own. It really pisses me off.
And because they don't.
They don't. My father's in World War II, 3.5 years. It was like, here, take a paycheck, or they said they'll pay you for a year, or good luck. Knock yourself out.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, that was the...
But the VA doesn't take care of them?
The VA does not take care of them, and that's another thing. You can go to a VA hospital, you have to go where they are, and they can only make a certain amount of income.
Mm-hmm.
So if he, as a whole, makes more than this or less than that, which is another ridiculous thing. Who cares if a man is in Iraq or Afghanistan or whatever, and he's worth $10 million a year, who cares? That's his working.
Yeah.
Who cares if he's worth nothing?
Yeah.
He fought and did everything you told him he should do. He should now be taken care of.
Right.
Case closed. There's no other facts involved.
Yeah, right.
So yeah, that stuff really gets under my skin once in a while.
Now, when you went to Florida with your folks, It was just you or the other kids too?
Just me.
Uh-huh.
Now, one of my...
the rest of them were older and they didn't need to go?
Yeah, my one brother went to the mountains. He is classic... he escaped the world. The crazy guy who left my brother Bobby and Patty. Mm-hmm. All right? Bobby was the long hair, bought a dog, went across the country, backpacked.
Yeah.
Dog was called Thor. It was a white German Shepherd.
Yeah.
And he ended up in the Catskills near Oneonta. Eventually, again, blue collar. He worked for the state for like 35 years with retarded people, teaching them woodwork.
Yeah.
So he would that was his job. Barely gets by. Bought a house on a hill, no electricity.
Yeah.
As each kid came along, he would just build an extra room.
Yeah.
Still to this day, the winter's coming. I gotta make the chimney better. I mean,
that's what he does.
Yeah, and that's his life. I just saw him.
And he's all right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then that was another thing. Started pissing me off politics. The guy has been helping. He's had his arm broken, his shoulder dislocated, because he works with the most violent retarded people.
Yeah.
He gets the violent ones.
Mentally challenged?
Retarded.
Well, yeah.
I have no problem saying retarded. It's retarded, not like dumb. You can't handle it, so they are.
Yeah.
They're not challenged, they're retarded. It's a big difference.
Okay.
And they're violent. So... 3 months before his retirement, Como,
the first one,
or the new one, fired like a whole bunch of state workers, including my brother, so they wouldn't have to pay them benefit. They wouldn't have to take care of
4 months shy of retirement,
pensions and all this and all that. So cut their and my brother called me up and he's like, "This is how people grab rifles and start taking people out because of things like this." And it's like, dude, he gave you 35 years of busting his balls, of doing what's right, helping these people's lives, and you just I don't want to pay his pension. Fired. And so thank God there was, when he started going to complain about this, he met a young kid just out of college and was like, oh my God, this is such bullshit.
Yeah.
I'm going to hire you. I'm going to get you a job for a different state job that'll connect with this state job, and you're going to get your pension no matter what, even if it's just sweeping the street.
Yeah.
That's horseshit. And she did. And so he just retired. But that's the type of stuff that really...
Yeah, it's horrible.
And when they say, oh, this nutball flew a plane into the IRS bill, he must have been wacky. No. He was
done.
No, he was done with the horse shit.
He had enough.
He had enough of you guys. That's what happened.
Well, yeah. I mean, you come from that world, and those are the people that get fucked, and they just, they take the hit, and nobody really speaks to them speaks for them unless they need them to vote for them. Then they make them a bunch of promises and say, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, and you get these working class people are like, good, that's our guy, and then he gets in, he's like, oh yeah, I'm not going to do that right now.
And that's why I enjoyed and also learned from you when I listened to you on those stations, because what I also discovered about politics is I can't do politics.
Yeah,
I think I can, but it comes out too mean. So I can't be mean. I'm here just to be funny. When I'm on stage, just be funny. That's what I learned.
No, yeah, I mean,
Jim Breuer is about
entertaining.
Yeah, that's what Jim Breuer is.
Well, I mean, I was angry too, but I think it's interesting for a guy like you, where in the sense that the working class, I think arguably should be a little progressive, because of the unions, because of everything else, what they once stood for.
Right.
But somehow or another, the right has sort of mined their rage.
Correct.
And turned it against themselves.
Correct. They brainwashed them. Brilliant brainwashing. And what I learned was, at the end of the day, the country it's a great sales pitch, the whole freedom thing. It's a brilliant sales pitch. You guys are allowed to do what you want and say what you want. And
there's one condition: you need money.
Right. And by the way, money is always the god.
Yeah.
And by the way, that god has no morals and no boundaries, no faith.
We'll even let you spend money you don't have, and then we'll own you.
Right.
So you're
So it's and all that stuff, politics, I even think is just, it's really no different than professional wrestling. It really isn't.
Well, yeah, the charade of it. But like the thing about coming from what you came from is, you have a real sense of community, you have a real sense of family, which is really what this country was built on. Yeah. And the people that you came from are necessary for the running of this country. And they are, treated the worst, but yet have the tightest communities and have more acceptance than most.
High communities.
And they get fucked all the time, but for some reason, there's a mixture of things. I think some of them like, well, we always get fucked. And they surrender to it, or they're fucking us, and it's the ones that claim to represent us.
It's brilliant. It's brilliant because I'm out of that world to a degree.
Yeah, me too.
Because I do all right and all that.
Yeah.
But what they do is, when you're in that world, you're struggling. You're doing what you think is best.
Yeah.
Because you're told to do it, because that's what the country wants you to do, and that's what's the right thing. But you're always struggling, and anyone who struggles needs a finger to point. Yeah. Well, it's because this, and it's because of that. I ain't doing good in school because the teachers, I got arrested because that cop's a...
Victim mentality.
It's what the media does, which is, I tip my hat to them, it's brilliant brainwashing. They target them with it's the blacks, it's the Mexicans, it's and then they get them all
their rage.
riled and they just move their rage
back at them.
And I'm always very silent because I listen to my family now, and we now have completely different views, but I never jump in because I was there.
Yeah,
I was there.
Yeah,
and I'm not there anymore. Because I have more of an observational view, but
you get along with everybody still?
Oh, yeah.
So when you went to Florida, you started, where'd you do, Comedy Cafe?
No, Ron Bennington's comedy scene. And it was...
So when Bennington had that club down there?
Yes, and he had a big radio show.
Yeah.
And it was...
he's a good guy.
He's a great guy, very funny.
You guys still friends?
I think so. I wouldn't say friends.
Right.
I would, he says hello, I say hello.
Oh, he's in the building with you there for a while.
He was. Never invited me on his show, so I always assume, like, oh, all right, it must be, whatever. He's also just, he seems like a guy that, I don't want to say gave up.
Yeah.
But, like, you could have been a contender.
Right.
I think he could have been a contender.
And radio's a tough game, man.
And then finally, and he's brilliant on the radio.
Yeah, no, he's great.
I listen to him.
Great interviewer, good guy, and it's just like, it's a tough racket.
And so, it was me. It was Billy Gardell. It was Darrell Hammond.
Gardell was Florida before
Tom
Chicago?
Rhodes, yes.
Rhodes, yeah.
Tom Rhodes. Gardell was in Orlando, so he had this guy Phil Tagliaferri. It was Dan Whitney before Larry the Cable Guy.
Yeah.
Brian Regan was my hero. He would come in every 6 months.
Yeah.
Crush the room.
Yeah.
He was headlining, and I was like, oh my God, this is the funniest guy ever. And then we'd all imitate him for a month straight. And I'd be doing him on stage, and it would drive me nuts because I didn't want to be.
It's contagious. You were kind of cocky.
Yeah, cocky, like, when you're a kid, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm like, I'm doing Regan. I
get it out of me.
Doing this.
Yeah, it's hard.
So that was
the crew.
That was the crew.
Yeah.
It was a great crew.
Yeah, and so you guys were just hitting it, just hammering spots.
It was great camaraderie.
Yeah.
And then I knew it was time to go for television and a little take it seriously. And I moved on my own
to New York,
back to Long Island to try to get in the clubs there. And then
where'd you live? With relatives?
Long Island with my best friend on the street I grew up with.
Really?
Lived in his basement, plane screeching over every 3 minutes. I grew up on the same street for 19 years.
Yeah.
And it was the greatest time of my whole life. I never left the street. It was amazing.
And then you started what? You got in at Boston Comedy Club and the Strip, or where?
Comic Strip was I got the lottery at the Comic Strip, and the night I was there, Chris Rock was on stage doing a bit about about the Cosby Show, and I was starstruck because he looked like he was my age.
Yeah,
I went, oh my God,
he was kind of right.
I think he is.
Yeah,
I went, oh my God, there's a guy my age, and he was going, the hospital. Now here's a black lawyer, female, meeting a black doctor. Now, if this ain't the craziest show I've seen ever, living in the all-white neighborhood, what's America coming to, people? And there was only like 12 people, and I was laughing so hard on the side of the stage. I was like, this kid is freaking brilliant. I want to be this kid.
Yeah.
He came off, and I couldn't wait to say, hey, I just moved here. And just look at and then I saw him again. And then I saw him on an Eddie Murphy thing. I was like, that's the kid I was telling you about. Yeah. And then I got into Boston Comedy Club.
I remember.
And I remember the first night I was there, Chappelle was on stage. And all I remember was being in the back room with my friend.
Was it like 80, 89, 90?
No, this is 91.
91?
Maybe 90, 91.
Yeah.
And Chappelle went on stage, and Red Johnny and Around guy.
Chappelle was like 16, 17,
He was
right?
a kid, and he went up.
With the hat thing, right?
Yes.
Switching the hat.
And so was...
yeah.
It was a famous guy. He died of AIDS years later. He was more of a street performer. He was going to be
Charlie Barnett.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Charlie Barnett was there.
Yeah.
And he wasn't even using the mic. He was doing some...
Yeah.
Like, what is it? Oh, my God, what is this?
Yeah.
And then Chappelle went up, and all I remember was looking at Chappelle. I don't even remember his material, but I swear on my kids' lives, my friend and I just went, I know this sounds crazy, but I feel like I'm staring at a huge star, and he doesn't even know it yet.
Yeah.
And he came off stage, and I had to just say, oh my God, dude, you're going to be huge.
Yeah.
And he didn't kill.
Yeah.
There was just...
He's smooth.
I just
confidence.
like, this guy's going to kill it.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, man, thanks, man.
Yeah.
And then that's kind of where it started.
And what led to... so then, obviously, you got in with Cats, and you started to...
I got a development deal, another development deal.
Did you and Dave get a development deal?
Yeah.
Before
this is
Half-Baked?
Yeah, this is a great story.
I kind of remember this.
We killed... Barry's one brilliant thing he did.
Yeah.
He did a lot of brilliant things, but conniving and dark.
Yeah.
Montreal Comedy Festival, none of us
He gave me my first gigs, back in Boston in the 80s, the late 80s. I mean, before he started managing people.
Right.
Like he ran a booking agency out of the basement of an apartment he managed.
I heard about that.
Yeah. So, I mean, I got a history with that guy. All right, so you and Dave.
So, me, Dave, Jay Moore, Red Giant Around Guy, Tracy Morgan, all of us. He rented, none of us got in the Montreal Comedy Festival.
Yeah.
So he rented a room.
I kind of remember this.
He rented a room.
For the Boston Comedy Company.
Correct. And all the industry went to that show.
Yeah, I remember.
We crushed. And he probably made $1.5 million off of development, on that night, on development deals. It was NBC, the guy who made The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Right. Jeff Pollack. $250,000. Almost, we were up to $275,000 for a kid who's living in someone's attic. And Chappelle.
Basement or attic.
Chappelle.
Yeah.
This is what led to Chris Rock. Chris Rock developed his own career. However, Dave Chappelle had 2 one-hour HBO special and a talk show deal for HBO from that Montreal Comedy Festival set.
For the Renegade show that Barry Katz put on, 1991 or 2?
Correct. Now, Chappelle's a kid. He just did comic relief. He's starting to get movies. So he had a half-hour weekly show and 2 one-hour specials locked from that night. I had a development deal going on 300 with Jeff Pollack, flying to his house, meeting Will Smith.
Yeah.
Oh, guys, Will Smith.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. And now I understand what happened. And my gut against the whole thing, Barry had a deal at Disney.
Yeah.
The Disney said, I can get you 2 of the biggest stars right
So he's
now.
working it.
He's working it. And Disney offers guarantee 6 episodes.
Yeah.
Spin-off show, Home Improvement.
Yeah.
Me and Dave, I swear on my life.
And that money topped the HBO deal?
No. Less.
Uh-huh.
Way less.
But
the guarantee was, we're going to be on.
Yeah.
There's no guarantee with HBO. There's no guarantee even with me, with Will Smith.
Right,
there's no guarantee.
Just a deal.
There's no guarantee, man. I'm like, but it's $275,000.
Yeah.
I swear on my kids' lives, I told Dave, I went, Dave, because Dave's like, man, it'd be cool to work together. I said, Dave, every comic stream is to be on HBO. You have 2 1-hour specials.
Yeah.
And a talk show. I got to be honest with you, I don't know if I'd leave that. I said, I'm fine, man. I got NBC. He's like, I know, but they keep saying this. It ain't. So Barry basically talked us out of it to go
to Disney.
Yeah. 3 shows on Home Improvement turned into 1 show.
Yeah.
Second show of the show called Buddies. We already filmed 1 episode. The commercials are on air. Tuesday night after Home Improvement, Jim Breuer and Dave Chappelle are buddies.
Yeah.
On the cover TV guide.
Yeah.
USA Today. Me and my wife pulled over on Ventura Boulevard, started sobbing, going, I can't believe this is happening in my life.
Yeah.
And then I had my friends, dude, this brings back to blue collar.
Yeah.
I flew my friends out for the premiere of the TV show.
Yeah.
Which was in a couple days. It was in like 3-4 days.
Yeah.
Me and Dave walk around the mall. Some famous rapper comes up. Can't wait to watch the show.
Yeah.
My friends, they're white trash in my room.
Yeah.
We're all staying in one room. Hey, man, can you come down to my room? I said, my friends are here. We got a limo for the night.
That's Barry?
Can they come? No, man, come down alone. I go down, and he goes, you and the show ain't happening. I said, what are you talking about? Because you and the show aren't happening. So the show's not happening. Now, the whole time, there was rumors they were getting rid of Dave. Because Dave, whatever, he can't act, and this and that.
Yeah.
I said, the show's not... He goes, no, the show's going. They fired you. And I can't even tell you the shock factor. I couldn't absorb it all. But it was such a defiant moment because 2 amazing things happened to me. 3 amazing things happened to me. I started crying not for me, for Dave. I was heartbroken for Dave. Because I was like, Jesus Christ, I just fucking ruined his career. And they were suing. HBO banned Barry's comic. Don't ever bring a comic to us. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Your guys are done forever. That was a big lawsuit. They were paying, Disney was paying HBO. Hey, we got it covered. But it was ugly. So I was heartbroken for Dave. I went down to my friends, and they're standing there, and they knew right. They're like, dude, what's the matter? I went, they fired me. And my friend's holding a fucking beer and a scotch. He's like, they fired you? Could they do that? I said, they just did. And it was silence for like 30 seconds. He goes, well, I guess we're going to go out and get fucked up because you ain't got to get up because you ain't got a job, faggot. We got a limousine. I ain't fucking leaving that. And I belly laughed so hard because this guy just took it back to, hey, you lost your FedEx job. Let's go.
Yeah,
we're going out.
Yeah.
And it made me feel normal, human, but it was really awkward going out that night and still seeing the commercials on TV. They couldn't find Dave for like 2 days.
So it was supposed to run, or you were supposed to shoot? I mean, like, you know,
we're in the middle of shooting our second episode.
Right.
It was after I was fired. It was still airing the commercials.
Yeah.
So that, and I'll never forget this. This is when I learned the malice and the coldness of you're just a product.
Yeah.
I'm talking with my co-star, who is my wife on the show. And she's like, oh my God, I just heard what happened. This is horrible. And I'm like, I know, I don't. I don't know what happened. She's like, why did they fire you? I go, no one has an answer. Like, I just want to hear you can't act, or we don't like you, or you're too this, or you're too... I just want an answer. Couldn't get an answer. So she goes, what'd you... I said, well, the only thing I kind of heard was they're looking for a star. I heard they were getting... They want to ask Brendan Fraser. And she goes, oh my God, that would be awesome! No. And that's when I realized, like, all right, that actually made me feel better, because I realized just like no one gives a shit, man. No one.
Yeah, and you were a new guy, and some of these people have been through the ropes out here. They grow up in this shit, auditions and this and that. It's just they get so fucking callous that, but you know, it was your big.
Oh my God!
Break.
And I went to, and I said in the limo, I said, you know what? We're going to the Improv.
Right.
I need to go on stage and vent. And I went and I ran into two comics, and they go, oh, dude, I heard what happened. So you heard?
Already?
Yeah. This happened at 3 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
And they're in the club. So apparently this has been planned for a couple days, and I just didn't know it. And
you don't think people were making calls that day? Like,
shit. They were making calls. Mm-hmm. Because I'll never forget, I don't know if it was Adam Ferrara or who it was, but they go, listen, man, can you tell me about your character? Because I'm going in for it tomorrow.
No, come on.
I on my kids' lives, hope they die. Hope my kids die from lying.
Oh, my God.
And me and Chappelle had dinner that night on, Laurel Canyon.
Yeah.
What's that cool restaurant?
Yeah, right as you go up the hill. Yeah.
We're eating in there.
It's dark. It's nice.
Yeah, a couple days later.
Yeah.
And the waitress goes, dude, you can't make this up.
Yeah.
On my kids' lives.
Yeah.
Are you guys actors? Well, comedians. Oh, did you hear about that comedian who got fired from the show?
Come on.
And he was like on the show, and his commercials was still on, and Chappelle's like, oh man, I heard about it big time. And I went, yeah, we heard about it, all right. And we never fessed up it was us, but
really?
I swear to God. The next day, this is my launch into Hollywood. Mm-hmm. The next day, Fox calls me up and says, we want you to test for Herman's head. We heard what happened. That's messed up what Disney did. You're in come in. I get Herman's head. Disney goes, oh, no. You're still on a contract.
Oh, my God.
Fox ain't with us. You ain't doing the show. So I get a show the next day.
You can't do it.
I can't do it. Now I'm about to go AWOL.
You're about to fly a plane
I'm about to fly a plane into things.
Disney. Yeah.
Jay Moore gets that part.
Yeah.
Now they have me
and he's Barry's client.
Yes.
Okay.
Now, I get a holding to, and I get to do Clerks. They're like, you're going to be the star of Clerks, and they fire Chris Smith, writer, creator of Clerks.
Yeah,
he's out. Okay, so I've got a really bad attitude.
Yeah,
and I read in the show, they fire the head guy filming it, and they get another guy. Show gets picked up for mid-season. Then week before production, it doesn't go. And then the SNL cycle started in July, like 4 months later.
Okay.
And then I auditioned the next day in the paper. Oh, by the way, here's Jim Breuer. He ain't in it. A guy who had this go bust on him in a couple months. I'm like, what? So, I'm just trying to...
But you wrote it out.
Get by.
Yeah. But you wrote it out. Yeah. And, it was a horrible path there.
Oh, man. Shot out of a cannon.
So you did Half-Baked after SNL?
Yeah, and Chappelle kept saying, man, they ain't going to do this to us, man. They ain't gonna. And now Chappelle got fired, and Chris Rock got that deal.
The deal? Oh, yeah. The talk show deal.
Yeah. However, Chris Rock deserved every ounce of that.
Right.
And deserved everything to the T's. But that staging of events led to all that.
Yeah.
And Chappelle was just on a vengeance, and I started pitching a pot movie.
Yeah.
I said the Times need a new pot movie.
Yeah, new Cheech and Chong movie.
And when I started pitching it, Chappelle one of the producers said, Chappelle's pitching a movie. It's pretty funny.
Yeah.
I did not know he was pitching it. He's like, you two should talk. You'd be great in this movie. And Chappelle came to Caroline's and asked me if I would play Brian in this movie. And then I said, oh my God, I'd love to, but I didn't believe him it was going to be a real movie.
It was him and Neil, right? And they were 20.
And I didn't really believe it was going to happen.
Yeah.
And then it happened. And then I thought after that, oh my God, this movie's going to launch my career. I'm still waiting for that phone call.
But, you survived, and after SNL, it didn't get too dark, you just started smoking weed. And
I smoked weed, started a family.
Oh, okay.
Went into radio. I started touring with a band. I wanted to be a rock
comic.
That was another thing that really drove. Right before I left Barry,
mm-hmm.
I had a band. Mm-hmm. I said, Barry, I want to get a tour bus.
Yeah.
When's the last time there was a rock comedian?
Yeah.
Kinnison, maybe?
Yeah.
I go, I'm gonna mix stand-up with metal.
Yeah.
And we're gonna tour. And we did, and it was a big party. I mean, Lars Metallica and Alice in Chains, and we're videotaping everything. And I fired Barry because I didn't like some of the stuff he did.
Finally.
Yes. Stupid I am. And then about a year later, here comes Dane Cook in the tour bus.
Yeah.
Who was with Barry, and I just went, oh, you motherfucker.
Yeah.
Oh, you dirty monkey.
Yeah.
And again, Dane had nothing to do with it, but I, to this day, will say Barry went, oh, okay.
Yeah.
I still like that brilliant idea you had, and I can beat you to the punch. So, no bitterness, just a lot of brilliant learning. Great school.
Yeah. So, now, tell me about this thing you did with your dad, because that sounds, and he's still around, huh?
Yeah, I used to tour with my dad for years and years and years. I'd always bring him on the road.
And that was just because what? Is your mom still
We're
around?
good friends. Yeah, my mom's 87.
Really?
Yeah. My dad's 90. Lives with me.
And you took him out on the road a lot because
all the time.
And he liked it.
So funny on the road.
Yeah.
So he's a rock star on the road.
Oh, you put him on stage?
Oh yeah. He crushes. He's dark. He would kill at colleges because he's just dark and funny and get away with it because he's older.
Does he write material or is he just
No. He's not a comedian.
Yeah.
But he would come up for 3 minutes and I'd tell stories because at SNL I'd introduce him to people and he was just a blue collar. He didn't know anyone.
Yeah.
So I'm introducing him to Sting and he's going, what's your name? He's like, I'm Bing? You Bing? And he go, I ain't got time for this shit.
Yeah.
I'm like, you just told Sting you ain't got time. This is brilliant.
So you bring him up and talk to him?
Yes, and I'd tell the stories of him meeting all these stars. John Goodman. I said, John, you were hanging out with John Goodman? He said, fat fucks drank all my beers. This is fucking brilliant. I can't write this.
Yeah.
And so I would tell the stories of my dad.
Yeah.
And tell him and that story became like the story, and I found the pattern of I'm a storyteller. I've always been a storyteller.
Yeah.
And I brought my dad. I filmed my dad, but I filmed it because I know he's getting older and he ain't going to be around. And I there was some, he starts crapping himself, and I clean it, and I still do, and shower him and bathe him, and that's it's a part of a heavy part of life for some people. And I just wanted to hey. I'm out here, been on TV and this, if I could do it, you could do this.
Yeah.
It's not that hard. And this generation is cold. They don't hug. They don't say, I love you. But it doesn't mean they don't love you. Yeah. They come from a different era.
Yeah.
So just try to understand it. And that's why I made the DVD.
That's great.
Yeah, I love it. It's the most, I'm more proud of that thing than anything else I've ever done.
Well, and that's called More Than Me.
Yeah.
And that's available.
I think it's on iTunes and... I sell it to shows, but it's on iTunes, and I think it was on Netflix.
Okay.
It did really well on Netflix.
Oh, great, man.
Really well.
So you're doing all right.
Oh, I'm happy.
All right.
I'm starting a podcast, nothing like anyone's done yet.
Oh, good.
Because it's just...
When's that going to happen?
I think I'm going to launch it in November. I did about 8 episodes now.
Oh, you haven't put them up yet?
No, it's a little different. I don't want to...
All right.
It brings you on a journey.
Okay.
So you listen to the first one, it kind of leads you to the second one. The second one kind of leads you to the third. It's a journey.
All right, so you've been through all this stuff, and you seem okay.
Yeah.
And you seem to be learning your lessons of life. But, I mean, are there, like, outside of the things we talked about, is there some, like, because you've been through what you've been through and you've sort of arced into where you are now and you had all the experiences, I mean, was there a moment where you're like, fuck, everything's different?
Oh, yeah.
What?
This is... Of all, I was around the mid 2000s.
Yeah,
doing Sirius satellite radio, but I really wanted to start controlling everything I wanted to do.
All right.
I wanted to film my dad. I want to go on the road. I want to change my material. I want to be family. I want to talk about everything that goes on in my life. Before SNL, before everything, I did a lot of family stuff. I did some silly stuff, but it was.
But you became the sort of like explosive guy.
Yes. I had to be the explosive guy,
right.
Which, I get it.
Right.
And I was really at a place where I went, all right, I really want to get back to what I was before all this happened.
Right.
And freaking Bill Cosby.
Yeah, the best.
Bill Cosby.
Yeah.
Wants to do an interview with no one else but me.
On your show.
I don't even know what he's promoting.
Yeah.
Or if he is, I said, was he promoting it? He wasn't promoting anything. He wants to be on my show. And now we're getting back to the young, I'm messing with my head. My head is like, why?
Yeah.
Why is, what's going on here?
Yeah.
He wants a pre-interview before he comes on.
Yeah.
Which I tape this conversation.
This is on a Sirius radio.
Yeah, my wife's very upset that I tape this, but I'm like, I gotta tape this phone conversation.
Yeah.
So I tape the phone conversation, and Bill Cosby says to me, this is how he starts the conversation. He goes, I was in San Diego, and a little white boy came to me, and he recited one of my bits, and I thought to myself, wow, the writing. Writing is essential for this day and age. And then he started talking about when he started and George started and all these people started.
Yeah.
We weren't comics. We had other missions in life. And I said, okay. He goes, have you read my book, Cosbyology? And I'm like, what? Where are we going with this, man?
Yeah.
Hey, I said, no, I have not. He goes, I want you to read this section. He goes, basically, when I come on the show, I want you to know, and I want your audience to understand the power to inspire. Because you can inspire, and your audience wants to be inspired. And
why you?
Exactly. So I read this freaking and the chapter reads the day I quit show business, and I was immediately insulted. Was he telling me I'm worthless and I should just jump out of the business? Like, why would I'm like, why is Bill Cosby? What is going on? And the chapter went on to say how when he started, he was making all this money and doing great. However, he wasn't being himself, and he wasn't appealing to what he wanted to be putting out there. And that when he did do that, that's when he will control his course.
Right.
And no longer will he be controlled by these other forces.
Right.
And it couldn't have been at a more pivotal time in my entire life. And to this day, dude, I'm into praying and all that stuff. I ain't religious, never read a Bible. But I can't tell you how many times I broke down. I was like, please, put signs in my life. I don't know what to do. I'm dumb. And this came and it blew my freaking mind. And as soon as he came on, and I understood what he was saying, but I still couldn't get over why me.
Yeah.
What? Is it just random?
Yeah.
Does he do this with everyone?
Yeah.
And he comes on, he's like, first thing out of his mouth, did you read what I asked you to read? Yes. And what did you get out of it? And I went, well, I didn't get into detail because I wasn't ready to be that honest with him.
Yeah.
So, well, I'm not going to lie to you. I really need that in my life right now for a lot of reasons, career, life, and everything.
Yeah.
But thank you. And then he basically went on to say how, he's like, you were a fat child, correct? Yes. He goes, would you consider yourself dumb? No, if anything, I was the king of my block, which I was. I was the ringleader. I was the king. And he goes, aha! Goes, the networks wanted Fat Albert to be stupid. He wanted to be a dumbbell. He wanted to be the troublemaker, sloppy. How do you remember Fat Albert? I said he was the brilliant one. Aha! You must always stick to what you know is right. And Bill Cosby, I won't say he was the main reason, but he was a pivotal reason why I went, Jim Breuer, 2008, is going to set a new course. And I wrote my book, no book deal, just like, I want to write these stories. Film my dad on the road. I want people to see how you can take care of your father and blah, 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 and be a comedian, blah, blah, blah. I put out a new special, which was called Let's Clear the Air, which really meant to go, yes, I know you know me as Brian from Half Baked, and I know you from, but this is who Jim Breuer is going to be from now on.
Yeah.
And the next special just came out, now I'm ready. So I guess what I'm saying is 2008, changed my life and made me face my fear of stop trying to appeal to everyone. You're just in it for yourself too. And yourself alone, if you believe in it, can be massive. It can be inspiring, and people will follow you, like what you've done.
Wow. Did you ever find out why you?
No, and I sort of don't want to. Because if it turns out to be just like, I don't know, my kids said, like, I don't want to know. In my head, I know what I asked for leading up to it.
Yeah.
And I got my answers.
From Bill Cosby.
Bill Cosby.
That's spectacular.
Bill Cosby.
Just like, you know.
Even Seinfeld. Seinfeld came on. I was like, oh my God, it's Jerry.
But the thing about Bill Cosby, he did that whole thing about Noah. It's like,
yes.
Which is basically why me.
Brilliant.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Brilliant.
Like, no, I want you to build an ark.
An ark. You want me to, what's a cubit? Brilliant.
But why you?
And then Seinfeld came on. And I always thought Seinfeld's a guy who would look down on me. Mm-hmm. Well, he's a little guy.
Yeah.
And Seinfeld, as the way he is, and you look up to him, I look up to him, he goes, you know, that last special you did was really good. I said, which one? The one with the band. Really smart and clever. You ever do that again? I was like, I thought about doing it. I would revisit that. I really enjoyed that. I've never been interviewed by a comedian. This was great. And I don't think those guys realize when they come and they just kind of touch you.
Yeah.
You're like you had Robin Williams.
Yeah.
That must have been unreal. I mean, those guys go a long, long way in your life. So I got to say, that 2008, I kind of changed my life, and this is the direction I was going, and I still am.
It was great talking to you, man.
Thanks for having me.
It's great.
I love where you're at. I love watching people grow, move on, succeed. I'm a cheerleader. I always have been. From my open mic days when I had a van and I pile everyone in my van and we go from club to club.
Yeah.
So when watching you through the years, and then when you had this and you finally get to control your destiny, because that's all you ever needed.
Yeah.
Was you just to control your destiny. I'm excited for you, man.
Oh, that's nice.
Congrats
man.
to you.
I'm glad we got along so well.
Yeah, me too.
All right. That was our show. That was a great story. Am I right? Many great stories. Good guy. There you go. I guess I was closer than I thought to that SNL gig. But clearly my personality got in the way. Lord Michaels, I want you, man. I want to talk to you. I'll be respectful. I just need closure. All right? I'm reaching out. If any of you know Lorne Michaels, please tell him that I'd like to talk to him. I don't know how else. I don't know. Maybe, you know what? I'm just going to call his office. I'm going to call his office the next time I go to New York and just go, it's Marc Maron. I'd like to talk to Lorne. I can try that. I can try that. Maybe it's easier than I thought. Maybe it's easier that I'm making it. I better be ready to talk, though. I better be ready with some shit. And I think I am. There's a couple conversations I have to have before I die. One with Lorne Michaels and one with my father. Go to WTFpod.com for all your WTF pod needs. Get the app, folks. This show's been around for a few years. There's hundreds of them. You can only get the most recent 50 for free at any given time. All episodes free for 6 months, and they go behind a paywall, they call it. But it's a paywall easily climbed if you get the app, the free app, upgrade to premium for a few bucks, and you can stream all of them from the beginning. Also, I'm reminding you about the Brian Jones mugs and coffee deal at the WTFpod.com. I love you all. And, do what you got to do over there at WTFpod.com. All right? Show's coming along good. The writing's going well. The stories are great. We're having a good time in the writing room. It's been a very great experience. I'm happy to be busy. Fucking world is my oyster. Boomer lives!